Yeah, hi. We have Ed Felten, Chief Scientist and Co-Founder of Arbitrum. Hi, Ed.
Hi,
Welcome you to the Rollup Day by Zeeve.
it's great to be here.
Absolutely. So, how your event has been so far?
It's been amazing, actually. There's so much energy in the community. So many people here. So many people building incredible things. It's such a great source of energy for me.
Great. And we are very excited about the whole Arbitrum story, especially being an L2
Yeah,
scaling Ethereum, and at the same time, launching Orbit Stack. We are one of the partners for Orbit
Sure.
Stack, and we have been working very closely with your team. So, what are some of the latest developments that you see coming up in the Rollup side of Arbitrum?
yeah. So there's a bunch of we're in the middle of a string of important upgrades. The first one was Stylus, right, which brings new level of programmability and performance.
Right.
And the upcoming ones are BoLD, which allows to make validation permissionless, so
Right.
that anyone can participate fully in the security protocol. And then also Timeboost, which allows chains to capture a lot of the MEV value that they create.
Right.
So that's more value for the chains and the chain operators. And after that, we're working on a bunch of things. I think interoperation, fast and secure interop is a priority in an area where I think we have a lot of interesting research in the pipeline.
So when you say interop, you are talking about interop among the different rollups built using
Yeah.
Orbit
across different chains.
across different chains.
Yeah, within the Orbit ecosystem, but also between Orbit chains and other chains that work in other stacks.
Oh, so that I think is something which
Yeah.
is very much desirable. So one area is on the proof side, like you mentioned the fault proofs. Now you are decentralizing
Yes.
the validator ecosystem so that more and more people can come in and it's a stage one.
Exactly right. So any chain can be stage one, but of course the goal is stage two, and we think we're quite close.
Right.
Once we have BoLD out there, some changes to the way the Security Council works probably get us to stage two.
And what do you see about the whole ZK, the role of ZK being played into the rollup ecosystem?
I think the ZK rollups are an interesting development. In my mind, the difference in user experience or developer experience between ZK versus optimistic chains quite small.
Right.
We've been investigating ZK proving because it does bring some benefits at the margin. But we're not going to compromise the developer user experience. We're not going to compromise on cost in order to be able to just check the box and be able to put the word ZK.
No, absolutely. I think we have been working with ZK rollups, and we realize that there are some very strong factors today. Like cost is a major concern.
Sure.
Then there's a concern on the throughput side.
Yes.
And of course you're right. If the performance is not desirable, then the whole user experience suffers a lot.
I mean, in our attitude from the beginning has been that we're going to go with whatever proving technology makes the most sense at the time.
Right.
And we said from the beginning that when we think ZK is ready in terms of cost, functionality, throughput, we'll switch, and we'll be ready when that happens.
Right. And one area, like we are launching Cero, a decentralized shared sequencer for the rollup space, and focusing initially on optimistic rollups. So what do you see? How do you see the whole value proposition of decentralized sequencer panning out in the rollup space?
So for me, the big benefit of decentralized sequencer is that it allows you to decentralize, to remove the assumption of needing to trust a centralized sequencer.
Right.
And that's something we've been working on. I know your team's been working on it, and there'll be solutions out there that I think are really, really valuable to people.
Right. And the idea is to make it plug and play so that people can rollup can decide to plug into any of the sequencers and see.
And that's how Arbitrum is built, right? It's built with pluggable sequencers, so people have that choice.
Super. Very, very excited to have you here. I think you have a keynote coming up very soon.
I do. Looking
and
forward to that.
And we would be glad to hear you and enjoy the event. Thanks, Ed.
Thanks for having me.